Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we're discussing the Ball Engineer Master 2 Pilot GMT. It may be a Pilot GMT, but it does everything well, so it's appropriate for any occasion, including dress cuffs, for though it is a 43.5mm watch, it's only 12.2mm thick, so it's as thick as a Daytona. If you've got the wrist for it, it'll fit underneath any sleeve. Lug-to-lug 53mm, but if you include the solid end links to the bracelet, an enormous 58.3 across the wrist, which is why I wouldn't recommend the watch for a wrist any smaller than my 16cm circumference forearm. The timepiece, all in stainless steel, has a remarkably substantial bracelet. Ball watches offer incredible substance for the price you pay, and the nice thing about the bracelet is that it feels as though it came from a more expensive watch, and it looks that way too. You can see that there is a differential finish, satin and polish, but whereas the lower links flank the center links loom over the lower links. So not only do you have contrast, but you also have a three-dimensionality to this bracelet that's often lacking on watches that are priced for high value. There are no pin sleeves here. All of the removable links are fixed by screws, and you can see Ball includes half links so you can get proper sizing on the wrist. The double folding twin trigger clasp is very secure, and the components are machined out rather than stamped, so very secure against substance. You can see that the case itself is rather slim. It is remarkably slender considering the size of the watch. It's broad and flat, giving it a handsome aspect ratio. No crown guards needed, and the crown is tastefully rather small. It's a screw down unit that entails the watch with 100-meter water resistance, so endowed with 100-meter resistance, it's more than a pilot watch. And you can see an unconventional satin finish on the flank. Rather than longitudinal satin, it's a vertical satin finish, so you have many small vertical striations rather than a longitudinal sweep like a more conventional sports watch. A few well-chosen polished features: the hoods of the lugs, the bevels, the ends, as well as the outer rim of the bidirectional rotating ceramic pilot's bezel. Now, the pilot's bezel is ceramic, so it's highly scratch resistant and it'll shield your watch well. It also features 24 hours, and they are luminova loomed. That's important because you can use this watch to judge a third time zone. Two independent time zones on the dial, a 12-hour hand, a 24-hour hand, independently settable, and you use the local port or airport offset, the GMT offset, to find that third time zone. Now, the Detent is remarkably crisp for a pilot's bezel. Have a listen. Pilot's bezels tend to be kind of duff and gummy. This one's as sharp and crisp and satisfying as a dive bezel. Now, I mentioned luminova. That's important because there are two types of lume on this watch. You can see glass capsules containing a phosphorescent material and tritium, a radioactive beta emitter, are actually placed on the dial. There's a matte finish to the hour track, a geosphere cut to the center, and then you can see there are little recesses for those tritium traser capsules. And you'll even note that there is a polished mirror-like plate underneath each one, so all of that light reflects back at you at night, and it has a cool mirrored effect by day. You'll also appreciate the fact that this watch does not need to be energized with sunlight or artificial light. If you pull it out of a dive locker after a year, those tritium tracers are still glowing. There's a flange outboard for reading the minutes and seconds. The screw down crown allows you to access the quick set and time setting functions of the movement. By the way, if you're wondering about the tritium tracers, they're not harmful, and every 12 or so years, one half-life, you send the watch back to Ball, they replace the tracers, you're good as new. Now, the watch does feature stop seconds. It's an ETA 28932, a very thin and fine dual-time movement. You can see that unlike most dual-time movements, which force you to spin the 12-hour hand to adjust the date, here I can adjust that 24-hour hand in increments, but I also have a conventional quick set for the date. I don't need to spin that local hand and interrupt my timing or create any error in the process. 100 meters water resistant. You can see under the case back that 2893 caliber. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer. I can't get that much closer because of the bracelet, but you can see it's nicely decorated. 21 joules, automatic winding, 28,800 vibration per hour beat rate, the double quick set hacking seconds, 42-hour power reserve, and again, nicely decorated so that Ball at least shows you they were thinking of you. They want you to look at this case back with pride, and the ETA tractor movement is tank tough, handsome to look at, and absolutely reliable. Though this is the elaboré quality, there are 4 different levels, and this is the second of the 2893. Nevertheless, these can easily be adjusted to keep chronometer time. So you've got a watch that is the business, a pilot's watch that's nevertheless swimmable, a oversized sports watch that's nevertheless thin. This one is hard to categorize. Buy it and make up your own mind. Classify the watch as you wish on the watch box. And we're back with the Ball Engineer Master 2 GMT. You can see Luminova for the 24-hour hand in the bezel, tritium for the remainder of the hands, the hours, and the indices.